Hey YouTube, I decided to do a quick little how-to video to how to change the shock shafts in your shocks and also how to paint them. So I went out to my local hobby store and I got some shock shafts, the hardened steel for the front and rear. And this video is basically just going to be about how to install them and how to paint them. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to drain out the oil inside of your shocks. So yeah, all the oil has been drained. So now what we have to do is we have to remove this little cap or thing here. Just bear with me here, I'm doing this one-handed. Alright, so that pops off, and then we just take the spring off. Just like that. Then the little holder, and finally the shock strength thing or whatever. I'm not even sure what this is called. Then what you have to do is you have to take off this little cap thing. How to do that is you just grab some pliers or something. Just hold on to the shock shaft and then just get a little screwdriver and twist this. I have a couple of needle-nose pliers here, and I just grabbed the shock rod just like that, hopefully not to scratch it up. And then all I have to do is just take a little pen or something and just twist that off. As you can tell, all these shock ends have been taken off. Now what you have to do is you just have to push it all the way through. You should get the little cap out there. You just push it down and you just grab onto it and just take it out. Just like that. And the shock body is clear. Just make sure to use soap and water before you paint it. And yeah, now on to, so as you see, there's a little E-clamp on top. All you have to do is take a couple needle-nose pliers and just basically just squeeze it off. It's very simple to do. So yeah, the E-clip has been removed. Now all you have to do is just slide off this little black piece. And there's another little E-clip on there, so you just have to take that off and then you're ready to go. Those E-clips have been removed. And as you can tell, the shock shaft is good to go. There are all the parts that are included. So yeah, now it's time to go bust out the new ones. Okay. So there they are, and as you can tell, size difference is the size is the exact same. These ones are just a lot stronger than these ones. Also lighter, which is probably a good thing, but not a huge bit, but every little bit does count. Let's get back to installing. So that's been taken care of. We can focus on the shock bodies. Okay, so I washed and cleaned out the shock bodies, and I just put some putty, as you can tell right there. And then I just stuck a battery inside the shocks just to hold them upright. And I just put them in a box inside my garage. So now what I'm going to do is just take the spray paint, shake it up, and then just go around each of the shocks a couple of times. Okay, so I'm done the first coat, as you can tell. You don't want to spray too close in. You kind of want to spray from like out here, the farther the better, because you don't want to get super close, otherwise it'll turn out and the paint will get all drippy and everything. So now you just have to let them basically dry off. What I like to do is I just hold over the spray can and just wait till that turns white, just so that it doesn't clog up anything, and then just take your finger and wipe it off or get a paper towel or whatever. But yeah, I'm just going to let these dry. I'll probably end up doing 2 or 3 coats, but yeah. So the shocks have dried from their first coat. Now it's time for the second coat. Just shake up the paint, and then just spray from out here. Okay, same thing as last time. The second coat has been done. Now just upside down and just wait for it to turn white. There we go. And now all we have to do is just sit and wait. Okay, the third layer is done. Now I just need to add another layer of coat. Yeah, second layer has dried. Now it's just time to add a third layer of paint. That coat's dried, on to the next one. And hopefully that'll be the last one. It's starting to look really good. Okay, so after about 4 or 5 coats of paint, I would say they're finally ready to go. So let's just take them off their little stands here. As you can tell, there's just a battery, used battery of course. And then there's just some tape. I stuck the battery inside there. There's just some tape on the other side, so let's take them all out. Okay, so there they are. I would say that they look pretty good. Nice clear paint all the way through. So now it's just time to do the reverse process and put everything back in. So what we need to do is put the little rubber washers, or whatever these things are, I guess stoppers for the oil, plastic and rubber, inside here. And then we need to take one of these and just stick them right inside the shock. Okay, now that those rubber little caps have been put in and the shock shaft itself has been put in, now what we have to do is we just have to take some of these and just tighten them on the bottoms. As you can see, they have been put on, and you want to try to get them as close to equal as you can. Like as you see, they're pretty close to being equal. It's just, they're almost identical length. You want to try to keep them as close as possible, but it doesn't have to be identical, but it has to be, try to get them as pretty close as possible. Alright, now moving on, what you want to do is you have to fill them up with oil next, so you just add a little bit in, and then just try to like move it up and down the shock just so that you get all the air bubbles out from underneath, and then fill it up all the way. Okay, so the caps have been put on and they've been filled with oil. I think they look a lot better so far. A lot better. Alright, now it's just time to put on the height adjusters and the springs. Right. The shocks have been put back together, and I think they look much better than just the gray. So now all I have to do is put them back on my Stampede. The shocks have been installed and are put back on the truck, and I think they look really good. They should match well with the red theme I'm going to be doing on my Stampede 4x4. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Alright, thanks.